guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on Two Ordinary Guys. I hope you guys are well. So today was supposed to be a nursing related video, talking about my journey as a student nurse, but I've had an exciting day yesterday and I've had my first 4 responses from the Good Sam app, responding to patients that are vulnerable, in isolation and they can't go out. So I thought I'd, record a video talking about that, explaining the process of what happened, and just talking through each job. I've had a lot of messages saying, make sure you document this properly, make sure you talk about the jobs and stuff like that. So I promised you guys I'll talk about all the jobs. So let's get into it. Firstly though, I would just like to say, make sure you check out my second channel. I talk about YouTube and how to grow on YouTube and stuff like that. Tips and tricks. I've just literally started this channel, so I uploaded a video yesterday, so I'd really appreciate. Lastly, I recorded 3 videos talking about the Good Sam app, so if you're interested in those, go and check them out. I will leave them in the description down below for the videos that you can watch next. So let's get into it. Some of you might have seen and had the email, but some people haven't. They messaged me saying that they haven't had this email. I did post on the Facebook group page that we're all in, but I just thought I'd address it here because some people don't have Facebook. So an important email was sent out yet again. So last video I recorded was speaking about an email and an update we had from the Good Sam app. We've then had another which is actually really interesting and kind of gave me a little bit more reassurance, so I'll read it now. I'll also leave it on the screen. Dear NHS volunteer responder, firstly, apologies to those of you that are waiting to start volunteering but are yet to receive alerts for tasks. Volunteer tasks are building in the system, but not as desired rate as we hoped for. We have plans in place this upcoming week to significantly increase referrals and therefore tasks. So we hope that your volunteering will start soon. During the development of the NHS volunteer responder programme, we have identified that there is a group of isolated/shielded individuals with significant vulnerabilities and or cognitive impairments that would like to receive support from NHS volunteer responders. These range from individuals with dementia to those with mental health issues to others with significant life-limiting conditions or disabilities. Currently, we are unable to support these individuals as we must ensure that they are protected and that we have additional safeguarding in place, including DBS checks and appropriate getting you started materials. Therefore, as a result of this, we have now created a new volunteer role called Community Response Plus, and we are asking those of you with an existing DBS if you'd like to step forward and offer your support. What is the Community Response Plus role? The Community Response Plus CR Plus in brackets role will provide the same support as a standard role, collecting of shopping, medication or other essential supplies for someone who is self-isolating. However, delivering these supplies to those at home. The enhanced role will support individuals who have been identified by referrers as living with a significant vulnerability. The role is currently only available to volunteers in England. To be eligible for this, you must have an enhanced DBS with children or adults barred list, or both, dated within the last 12 months. So when I received this email, I was like, absolutely, I would love to be part of this. My studies are on hold at the moment. I don't start nursing until September, so I would love to give something back to the community. So I applied for it. I was then sent off my DBS to the Good Sam app, and they leave an email. So I'll actually leave this in the description down below if you guys are interested and if you guys have the eligibility to join. I did this when I received the email, so that was the night before I received these 4 jobs. So I sent it over and all was well and good. The next day I woke up and I had to go shopping, so I went to Waitrose. I wrote a list of all the stuff I needed to do, and then I went to Waitrose, completely not expecting all of what was going to happen. I went to Waitrose, and obviously if you've never been shopping during the isolation period, it is very intense. There is a huge queue, but because I work for the NHS, I get to fast track and just go in straight away, which is really good of Waitrose, and it actually is a massive help. So I fast tracked the queue and I was trying to find the baked beans. So I went to go and ask the guy that works there, and all of a sudden my phone completely went off, and like a loud siren went off, even though I had my phone on silent. So I said to the guy, look, I work for blah blah blah, I need to go and answer this. So I answered it, and what happens then, I can't actually show you it because I didn't actually screenshot what it said. I could leave it on the screen, but I didn't screenshot it because I was such in a panic, because I was trying to find the shopping. It was really packed in Waitrose, and I was just, the adrenaline started coming in. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to respond to my first call. Job number 1. This was a 68-year-old female who came through the app, and basically what it does, it pops up in the comms area, so you click on that and it gives you some information. So it basically said her name and her age. And basically what I did then, it gave her the number so that you can call them. I called the lady with the number that was required. She answered the phone, and she was such a lovely lady, and actually said that she did need assistance, but luckily her niece literally just arrived like half an hour ago and delivered some shopping, so she doesn't actually need any anymore. So I basically just said, if you ever need anything like that, please just give us a ring, and we would happily to help. And she basically said that's absolutely fine. So the first job, I didn't actually take anything to the lady. She answered the phone. It was quite an easy process. It worked really well, and there was no communication barriers as such, and I didn't have to go and travel there because I called her up. She said she doesn't need anything, and I carried on with my shopping as normal. I then go back to the guy, asked where the baked beans were because they ran out basically. So I asked him if they've got any behind, in stock. As I was talking to the same guy again, my phone went off again with the same siren. So I thought, surely not. So I answered the phone. This was a gentleman this time, 56-year-old gentleman. I called him up. I couldn't get through, so I called again. I finally got through, and I just said, same again. My name's Kyle Sands. I volunteer on behalf of the Good Sam app. Can I help with you? It just popped up that you are in need, blah, blah, blah. He basically said that he doesn't need anything again. He said that, literally kind of similar to the first lady, that someone has delivered, one of the family members have delivered stuff, but he will ring back if you need something. I then ended the call. What you do is you go onto the app and you just drop the call. And I always leave a little comment, because what's quite clever about this app is when you then receive a call. So say for example, I'm going to speak more about this on the third job, but if you leave a message, say for example they didn't answer, and you said the patient didn't answer, blah, 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 it then leaves it for the next volunteer. So I then got another call. So when I was at the checkout desk, I got another call for a lady. I can't remember how old she was. I called her. I called 4 or 5 times and she didn't answer. But then when I went onto the Good Sam app, there was a message left by about 3 or 4 different volunteers. 3 of them said that the lady didn't answer, and then one of them said that they went to the address, they knocked on the door, and the patient said that she doesn't require any assistance, and basically stopped knocking on the door. So I didn't go and travel there. Normally if I didn't see any of these messages, I probably would have gone and just knocked on the door and said, I work for the Good Sam app, is there anything I can do for you, basically. That was job 3. And then I arrived home, and then I received the last one, which is the last one I've received so far. This is now the next day, so I haven't received any today. This one didn't answer either, but they had no messages on, so we actually travelled to the house. We knocked on the door, and the lady said that her husband does the shopping for her, and I basically said that, is your husband in isolation with you? She said no. He's actually moved out, which must be really difficult. He's moved out of the house. She's got respiratory issues, so she's actually stayed in isolation, and he's moved out. She said that he does the shopping, drops it on the doorstep, and they don't see each other, but then he goes off, which was actually really heartbreaking to hear. I felt really good after, because I felt as I really did make a difference, and although I didn't take any shopping or medication or anything like that to the patients, it does give you a sense if you're doing the right thing. And I feel as though, because I'm not receiving any jobs, it's because I'm quite out of the way a little bit. So if you live near a big shopping centre, for example, I went to Waitrose, I received 3 jobs. So for people that are going shopping and stuff like that, you might have more luck than those who aren't near a shopping centre, which is probably how I sort of perceived it. But then again, I did receive a job when I got back. So it might just be that more and more jobs are coming through, and I did apply for the Community Responder Plus, so I don't know if that's gone on there. I haven't received anything back, and I'll update you guys when I do. But those were my 4 jobs. Unfortunately, I couldn't help out taking any shopping, but I'd rather have it that they had the shopping and I didn't have to go in, because it then adds a little bit more risk, really. But they received their shopping, so that's all well and good, so that's good news. Exciting times, really. 4 jobs in one day. I didn't really think it would go that quick from not receiving any jobs to 4 jobs. That was really good. But I'll keep you guys in the loop, and if I do receive a job, I'll take you guys through the whole entire process. Hopefully through the app as well, actually showing you things on the app. That'd be really interesting. So make sure you do like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate your support on the last 3 videos, and if you are enjoying them, drop it down in the comments and let us know what you're enjoying about them, so I can improve the videos and hopefully you guys start receiving calls as well. Catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you then. Bye bye.